Good evening. Welcome to my garden, Lilac Hill. Tonight I'd like to show the Hosta Enclosure. Everything is really coming up beautifully, especially this tree peony. I've had this tree peony for many years now, and it is just started opening. And because the blooms don't last that long, that's why I wanted to share it. Really is beautiful. Nice to hear the birds outside this evening. There's also two little new heucheras in here. Twist of lime and creme brulee. And a columbine I've had for many years. And everybody is just enjoying being in this pot. And I only give this plant slow release organic fertilizer. Seems to do okay. I'm no intentions of taking it out of the pot, as long as it keeps on giving me gorgeous flowers. All right, so also gorgeous is the Nancy Evans rhododendron, so I will walk down and share that. Lots of heucheras, phlox, hostas. The enclosure was built specifically to keep the deer away from the garden and away from the hostas, and to showcase my gorgeous ceramic pots, because all the hostas down the center are in frost-proof pots. And it also gives me the option of having these wonderful raised beds. The beds do need topping up with compost. I can see they're low. I'll do that in September once everything, probably end of October, once everything dies down. This is a really nice plant. I just love the foliage on this. This is a Macadamia rosei karasuba. Comes up every spring. And there's GM Red Dragon hiding under the leaf. I grew that from seed. A geranium. My funny little shrub here is unnamed. My cousin gave me that a few years ago, but it's got lots of new growth. See what it does. And I love all the contrast in the leaves that are in here. This is a foliage, primarily a foliage enclosure, because every single plant is different. And I just think that's so pretty. One of my favorite garden plants is the Pulmonium. This one is called Golden Feathers. Pulmonium, Pulchicarium, Golden Feathers. And I have a few tags on plants so that I can constantly be learning my names. More phlox, another deer favorite. And this is a really nice plant. This is a Filipendula. This one is called Red Umbrellas. And it is a meadowsweet. Look at that color with the cherry truffles heuchera. And a rose with another clematis, more phlox, and here's the Nancy Evans rhododendron, full bloom. I waited about 5 years for this rhododendron to bloom. I think it's absolutely perfect. Look at the way the flower has that little bit of red on it. Just picks up on the colors in the heucheras. This is Twist of Lime. I was given some new ones. This might be the cherry truffle, but it's really not about the name of the plant. It's just looking at the contrasting foliages with the bleeding heart and the little primulas that have gone over. This is a cutting of the Celine hosta. And I moved my Pyrus japonica out of the corner and put the rose there again, just because the deer were eating it. Sorry for the rocks in the background. I have a very rocky property. They're all in the Gambian baskets. Hydrangea. This is an Annabelle hydrangea. Coming around here, we have Taylor's Perfection Camellia. Lots of new growth on that plant. It's finally getting its roots down. It looks like another meadowsweet. And And this will bloom, obviously it's going to open pink in about another probably 3-4 days. This was from the Powell River plant sale. Another Filipendula. This is also another look to the foliage. But it's just all about foliage in this bed, these beds. This enclosure is all about foliage. My scented hosta from my aunt. A new hydrangea. And I am trying to memorize its name. Masjar. And it will have red flowers. Probably not this year, it's quite young, but that's why it's living there, so I can kind of grow it on. A maidenhair fern. The clematises are Billy de Leon and Pink Fantasy, Will Goodwin, and Haku Can, which I'll share once they start to open. Look at this heuchera. I think this one, it might be the Palace Purple. This is probably the most mature one in here, but there's some hiding under here too. Again, just gorgeous foliage, contrast, color. Look how shiny this is. This sort of mounding habit with this beautiful upright. This is another Jacob's Ladder. This one is Purple Rain. It's called Purple Rain strain. A pretty little flower. This is my Coral Phlox. Another heuchera. And this one, Jacob's Ladder. Palmodium is Palmodium. I can't say that word. This one is the Stairway to Heaven. So I have the bigger version of Stairway to Heaven over by the glass house. This one is Carnival Plum Crazy. Wow. And this is a Thalictrum. What great contrast. The different leaf structure. Look at the two of these two together. Looks so gorgeous. All right, let's end with the hostas. Celine, named for Celine Jacobson from the Maple Ridge Garden Club, president for many years. That's her cutting. This is one I call Jack. Look at the detail on that leaf. This is Jack from Jack Wallison, a special cutting of a hosta from his garden, and he has since passed. So it's wonderful to have these beautiful plants. They're gifts. And I should also mention that hosta in the smaller pot is from my Aunt Sandra. It's very fragrant. I have about 6 now of that hosta. This hosta I'm looking at is Patriot. And then, of course, the big Sum and Substance. Just unfurling. Might be too big for its pot this year. That's the pot, but it looks like there's a lot of leaf all vying to come out. So maybe once they all get a little bit taller, they'll unfurl. It looks a bit squished in its pot this year. Well, that is the look in the Hosta Enclosure on this beautiful evening with the bird song. Thank you for watching.